guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a how to fuller thicker brows tutorial. If that is something that you want to see, keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. First, you'll need a bar of soap. Typically any soap will do. It doesn't have to be clear because the white will dry clear. Spray bottle. This is not necessary. I just prefer to have water on hand. That way I can just spray my bar of soap and then instead of running back and forth to the sink to wet my spoolie. Brow pencil with a spoolie at the end. An extra clean spoolie. An angled liner brush or brow brush. And your choice of brow gel. So first I'm going to take the clean spoolie and the bar of soap. I'm just going to spritz a little bit of my water onto my soap. I'm just trying to get a drop like that. And then I'm going to just rub my little brush in it to get it all soapy. After the water kind of absorbs and then it gets all into the soap, and then the soap starts picking up on the brush like this. You're just gonna take it and you're gonna place it on your brow and then roll as you brush upward. Now be careful if you already have your makeup done like I do. You don't want to, use the soap and water to brush off your foundation or your concealer or anything. Just keep it right where the brow is. Just press and roll up. You're just gonna repeat this until you have the desired fluffiness of your brow. After the soap starts to dry down, you'll see that it starts to stick in the position that you're brushing it in. Once I'm happy with how it looks and it's all pressed down and brushed up in the direction that I want it to go, I will kind of just go over the areas that I see that aren't laying flat and perfect it. If you need to dip into, spray a little bit more water and then go in with a little bit more soap, you can. So once my brows are brushed, pressed down and going in the direction that I want them to go, I'm just going to give them around 30 seconds to dry. So when they're dry, I'll be back to do the rest. In 30 seconds, so you can always just tap your brow to make sure that the hairs are dry. Take your brow pencil and then you just fill in the areas that are sparse. So, brushing up all of your hairs really shows you all the little spots that you're missing hair. So any little bald spots that you see, go ahead and fill them in. Now I like to have the bottom of my brow be pretty lined up. I don't want it to be extra perfect because that kind of is not what a natural brow looks like. So I'm going along the line of the natural shape of my brow. Instead of drawing a line just straight across the bottom of my brow, how I would typically do my brows if I was going for a more precise look, I'm gonna go along that edge, but I'll place my pencil down and then I'll just flick upward. After I pretty much got the underneath the brow done, then I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the actual brow. Same flicking motions. And all the areas that I noticed that I need more coverage to look fuller and thicker. Now once you come to the tail of the brow, if you don't have that long of a brow, which I don't, mine tend to be a little bit short, and since I do have a dramatic eyeshadow look going on, I don't want like a little short brow, so I'm going to just extend the tip as far out as I need it. And sorry if you could, it's a nice day, I have my window open and you can hear like every neighbor in the neighborhood. So sorry about that. I did want to do a talk through though. I did a poll on Instagram and a majority of the people picked a talk through over just, you know, me doing my makeup and then playing music in the background. So I'm definitely gonna try and get more of those out for you guys. I'm just working with what I have. I don't have like a studio or like a soundproof space, so I'm just, you know, trying to work with what I've got. Okay, so I have the bottom of my brow, the tip of my brow, and then the inner parts filled. Now I'm just going to go over the top. Now this part can be a little tricky because, you know, naturally you just want to kind of like line it up, but in order for it to continue to have like the fluffiness at the top, you just want to flick upwards, but don't go too far because then I'll get up on your above the brow area and you don't want that. So I do have these little sparse areas on the very top of my brow. And again, like when you brush up like that, it just shows you some of your hairs are like longer than the others, but you don't want to trim them because then when you know you don't have makeup on and you don't have your brows done and you comb your brows back the way that they're supposed to lay, it'll look choppy. Believe me, I did it before and I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, hey, let me just rise them up and trim them. And then when I wasn't wearing anything, which is majority of the time, they just looked crazy. So now I'm going to use the clean spoolie, not the one with the soap. And I'm just going to slowly brush along the outer top area of my brow. It doesn't have to be totally flat because again, we want it to look full. And if you already do have your makeup on and you notice that you're taking a little bit off, it's okay. You can always like clean it up with concealer. Okay. So I'm pretty much all filled with the pencil. So now I forgot to mention, brow powder. Okay, so that's the whole reason why we had the angled liner brush. You can use a powder that's actually made for your brows. You can use a pomade, or you can use a brown eyeshadow contour color. It really doesn't matter. And then you're just going to take whatever color you want. So typically I go with a shade lighter than my actual brow hairs. My brow hairs are very dark, so I go in with like a medium brown. And all I want to do is tap. I'm not rubbing because I don't want to move the hairs that are already set. I'm going in with the eyeshadow, by the way, in case you're wondering. So just setting everywhere that still looks like it needs to be full. And then you can use a lighter shade, the closer to the beginning of the brow, just so it looks natural and it blends. So like I use this lighter shade right here, it's like a taupey color. I use that just in the front, and then I'll go in with this medium brown for the rest of my brow. Just tapping. Brow powder, just brush through to make sure that there isn't like clumps, because when you have the soap on there, sometimes it'll it'll push together some of your hairs, and it won't be a clump of anything, it'll just be your hair. But when you put powder over it, you don't want it to look like there's more powder concentrated in one area than the other. You just want it evenly distributed all over the brow. Okay, so once your brow is thick enough, deep enough of the color that you want it, go ahead and take any brow gel. Now this one is the Wild Brow by e.l.f. and it is colored, so it's just a medium brown, and it does have little fibers to kind of extend the brow, so this is definitely going to make it thicker. It's going to help with the whole fluffy vibe that we're going for. But even a regular clear brow gel will do. It's just to keep it so it doesn't move. And that is it. Typically I would do this brow because of all the steps, and like with the soap and all that, I would do it before I did my face and everything else. I usually do my brows first. But for the sake of this video, I'm always hopping on here plain faced. I wanted to be done up today. That is the end of this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that it was helpful. If you want me to recreate this look that I'm wearing right now, my eyeshadow, I can do that for you. I did not even film it. I had planned on just doing a brow tutorial, so I did my face first and then left the brows for last, and then I didn't even realize I was gonna love it so much. So if you like this eyeshadow, I can definitely do a recreation of this. Just comment down below and let me know if that's something you want to see next. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you are not, and click that notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload.